Welcome to Same Spit, Different Face TV. Well, my opinions is facts, and if you don't like my opinions, you can start your own podcast. And it's free. So don't forget to spit on the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification. If you clicked on this video to hear about the Big Meech documentary that 50 Cent is doing, I need you to hit that like button now. If you're new to the page, hit the subscribe button. Now, Spit Squad, 50 Cent, you know, he been going back and forth at Big Meech. I did a video where he did an apology to Lil Meech, so I respect him for that. And it was a roundabout apology, but an apology nonetheless. Now, the lady Tammy Cowan is the one who allegedly did the deal with the Fed. The only reason the deal didn't go through is because she was supposed to be having sex with the federal officer. The federal officer ended up getting fired and they ripped the deal up. But 50 Cent says, the truth and nothing but the truth. Tammy Cowan coming soon. She has all the paperwork and recorded phone calls. Big screech. And that's crazy right there, man. So we have to wonder two things. Now, two things can be true in this situation. Big Meech could have used her to try to get a third person cooperation, and she could be scorned because he cut her off. And that's why in life, man, you try to not let people have anything over you. You walk in your truth. You let people know. If somebody was ever to be like, yo, I'm going to expose you for XYZ. Hey, man, I'm going to come out and tell everything. Yo, this is what happened. This is why it happened. This is how it happened. And I'm going to have the proof to back it up. Whatever's true or whatever's false, I'm going to have the truth. I'm going to have some type of proof to back it up. And I think Big Meech coming out knowing that he was having these issues or knowing that this was lingering over his head, I think he came out with too much pride. I think he came out with his chest poked out. And not saying that he shouldn't, he Big Meech. He was one of the biggest drug dealers in the world at one point. Not in Atlanta, not in Detroit, not in Chicago, not in LA, not in Texas, not in the United States, in the world. And he did 30 years and his name appeared to be intact. Now, I'm not saying his name not intact because I don't know the man at all. So I can't sit there and act like I know his name not intact. I don't. But from what people have been saying about the paperwork, and eventually if it's paperwork there, it's going to come out. And I'm sure at some point, 1090 Jake is going to do a Big Meech video and we going to get to the bottom of what's really going on. But 50 Cent say Tammy not only got the paperwork, but she got recordings. Now, those recordings will be worse than anything. Now, if I'm Big Meech, right, because I've been trying to be his unofficial PR, just give advice. And y'all can take on to this advice. And when I say unofficial PR, I don't mean like I've been talking to Big Meech. I mean just like when I do these videos, I try to give a breakdown. So the first thing you want to do when the first thing that Big Meech will want to do right now is try to make up with Tammy Cowan. Get in touch with her, see if he can squash some of this, see if he can move in a different direction with her, see if he can soften the blow. The second thing you want to do is you want to just say, hey, if she do decide to bring out those, hey, man, those are AI. Those are not me. How can she confirm that? And it's illegal to record somebody without their permission anyway. So what she'll end up having to do is confirm that she have the recordings and then she recorded him illegally, or she released some information illegally, and then if 50 Cent release it with it, maybe he'll be liable, maybe it's a lawsuit there, who knows, but at least you fighting for your good name. And you could say, nah, that's AI, that's not me, they trying to play with my reputation. Now, once the paperwork actually come out, if it come out and it says that you were the one doing it for a third party cooperation, the only thing you have to do is say, hey, that's not my signature. Somebody must have forged my signature. And if your signature not anywhere on the paperwork, you can say, hey, she told me she had a plan to get me out. I didn't know what the plan was. She told me I might not like the plan. And I told her I don't want to hear nothing else about it. If you got a way to get me out, and this part is very important, he has to say, if you got a way to get me out, but you not going to bring nobody else down in the process, go on ahead and do it. And then now he got two things on his side. He done told him it's AI. Everybody want to believe that Big Meech not a snitch. Big Meech was one of the biggest drug dealers in the world. When it comes to streets excellence, he was one of those, man. He was black. You know, back in the day, all we hear about is the Italian drug dealers, and we hear about the Colombian drug dealers. So for Big Meech to be able to reach that level as just being a black poor kid from Detroit, man, I mean, I don't want to say it's commendable, but it shows exceptional work ethic and resiliency. Now, I know some of y'all gonna say, man, he could have put that work ethic towards something else. Except, I'm not here for all of that. I'm just giving y'all the breakdown of what's gonna happen. Now, after he got that doubt in y'all mind, well, he basically saying it's AI, and then he come out and say, yo, I told her to do what she gotta do, but I told her to make sure she don't do nothing to nobody else. And then the next thing Big Meech gotta say is, listen, I'm a leader. I always been a leader all my life. I've been the king of my organization, and I'm going to take responsibility for that. I'm not going to take responsibility for it because I snitched. I'm going to take responsibility for it because I was the captain of that ship, and anything that happened on my watch falls back on me. I should have been more clear in what she was doing. And then he can throw some sympathy in there. He can say, at the time, I was just thinking about getting back to my son. At the time, I was going through a lot of things mentally. Y'all know mental health is big now, but back then I couldn't say that I was going through mental health because people would have saw it as weak. So when she told me that, I'm trying to focus on holding my family together. I'm trying to focus on still taking care of people with the little money that I still do have left, which is dwindling at the time. And so when she tell me I can get out, I'm going to just be honest with y'all. I was in a vulnerable state, so I'm like, forget it. I'm just finna go on and go through whatever she got to do. And, man, I think if he says that, so many people will look at it. And then, so what you end up doing is you give people the out who want to mess with you. Because there's going to be some people who going to want to mess with him regardless just because he Big Meech. And he can give them the out to be able to say, man, he said that was AI. You know how they be doing the AI now. And then the other people going to be able to say, man, yeah, he already addressed the paperwork like a real man. He said he told her to do what she can do, long as she don't hurt nobody in his organization. And then another thing that Meech could say is, yo, I was so embarrassed by the time I found out what she was doing, I told her to start having a relationship with that guy to blow the whole case up so it wouldn't happen. I'm talking about he'll come off looking so pee. He'll come off looking cold. He'll come off looking like, man, like one of the greatest to ever do it. So for those of y'all who don't understand what I said Big Meech can do to get through this, first, he tries to talk to Tammy Cohen and ask her, yo, why are you trying to smear my name like this, man? All because, and basically he make it seem like it's a lover's quarrel. Listen, you upset with me. I understand I didn't treat you right. I should have treated you better. But don't damage my good reputation knowing I didn't do none of this stuff. Second, if the recordings come out or before the recordings come out, start saying they AI. That put a lot of doubt in people's mind. Then the third thing he should do is get on a video and basically break down what happened and say, yes, I told her to get me out whatever way she can, but make sure that she don't hurt none of my people in the process, and make sure that she don't put my name in no BS, that she don't snitch on nobody. And he may even specifically say, I told her specifically not to snitch. Then the fourth step to the plan, and once he do this, it's going to be all over with. It's going to be like one of the greatest comebacks ever. It's going to be like Jordan in the playoffs, swish. He going to say, yo, soon as I found out that she was trying to wrap my boys up in this case, and I found out she was trying to snitch, and she was trying to get me a third person cooperation, I told her to start fucking the Fed. So then I knew that the case would be thrown out because it was tainted. And I thought my boy Cuffy would get out, but he didn't get out. And now what that does, like I said, Big Meech, it puts him in a position where the people who want to mess with him got to mess with him. And then, you know, one thing we do in the streets to kind of manipulate conversations, man, you can't trust no bitch, man. You know how a bitter bitch is. You know how she is when she mad, man. You know she still want me. I got out. I'm still on top. She was hating on me, bro. So that type of stuff can come from that. And then I just thought about a fifth thing that he could say. Yo, the only reason she started trying to turn on me is because she knew it was getting close to my out date, and I was trying to get the rights back to my I was trying to get the rights back to my story. So I think Big Meech could definitely come from under this situation, but he needs some great PR on his team. Check out my original Chicago hood movie in the end screen, No Time to Play Fair. If you into sneakers, you a sneakerhead, you love seeing the new Jordans, Pumas, whatever it may be, subscribe to Kicking It with Fairplay 2333. If you trying to follow me on my basketball journey, my weightlifting and fitness journey, and also be inspired to get back on your fitness journey, subscribe to Fairplay, Flex, and Fadeaway. Also, any of these pages I just named, you can also find them on TikTok or Instagram.